Hi, welcome to this Customer Strategy podcast. My name's Andy Moorhouse and I'm one of the research consultants at Huthwaite International. I'm going to spend a few minutes sharing some insights from our global research study that looked at how the largest organisations in the world are trying to improve their corporate negotiation performance. But let's just define that term. Of course, negotiation skill is very important, but multi-million pound complex global negotiations aren't solved by soft skills alone. So what we wanted to do in this research was look at the structures, the processes and the systems in place within these large organisations. How have these organisations managed to transform negotiation from the realm of the individual into a corporate capability? So over a 1-year period, our research team interviewed 124 sales and procurement directors from the Global 2000. That's the 2,000 largest companies in the world. We also investigated their annual reports, and we pulled out their changes in net income. So we also analysed the change in bottom line profitability over the last year. And when we looked at the results and analysed the research, the insights were fascinating. During the last year, the net income of the Global 2000 declined by over 30%. Worse still, companies in our research, which had no formalised, structured negotiation process in place, declined by over 60% in net income. However, the companies at the upper end of our benchmarking scale, those in the top quartile, posted net income improvements of over 42%. Now, whilst we can't claim a direct cause and effect between net income and having a negotiation process in place, those companies in the upper quartile have all transformed their corporate negotiation capabilities. Let me give you some examples of what we saw as best practice in that area. One of the oil super majors has recently transformed the performance of their global procurement team. As part of their overall buying methodology, they've put in place a negotiation stage gate process. What this means is that now for any deal over $5 million, the frontline procurement managers are required to complete a negotiation planning document and involve stakeholders from across the company in the planning process. Rather than a bureaucratic straitjacket, this is helping the company get some tremendous negotiation results. On a recent deal, they saved $37 million by following this process. By putting in place a similar structure for deals over $1 million, a leading automotive parts supplier reduced the cycle time on their complex global negotiations down from over 1.5 years to just 8 weeks. However, there were a few gems of best practice in this research, but 80% of companies had no formal negotiation planning process. The head of legal at one of the world's largest software companies explained how his firm is spilling tens, if not hundreds of millions of dollars in the negotiation. The problem is that his frontline salespeople feel they are already skilled and therefore don't follow any structured planning for the deal. Worse still, there's no infrastructure for measuring negotiation success, so his salespeople give away horrendous concessions, but they still get their bonus and then they move on to the next deal. The process for getting the mandate to negotiate is also critical to success. In the research, one of the examples was an IT organisation that required 160 different signatures on a deal that they were doing with a global credit card firm. Now, the lead negotiator spent weeks and weeks internally trying to get these different approvals, and if any one of those 160 people said no, he had to start the whole process all over again. So to wrap things up and summarise, negotiation performance improvement is being ignored, neglected or ineffectively addressed in many global organisations. Perhaps the problem is that nobody owns the negotiation function. There'll be sales, marketing, perhaps even procurement directors watching this video cast. But has anyone heard of a negotiation director? However, organisations that get it right can enjoy tremendous results, as we've seen. Any organisation serious about improving negotiation performance should analyse the current gaps, identify how they can resolve them, and determine a way to correct the situation. Thanks for listening to me, Andy Moorhouse of Huthwaite International, on behalf of Customer Strategy, the brand for customer-focused leaders in service, sales, marketing and IT. If you've got any comments about today's videocast, please go to www.customer-strategy.co.uk and tell us what's on your mind.